back to the Jeff and Hammy Show. I'm Hammy.
I'm Jeff.
And today we're just going to do a freestyle. I had this thing all written out, and then I was doing some meditation this morning. And I want to thank Jeff Lovett. It's my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Birthday today. I'm a birthday boy today.
I got him a Dutch Bros triple mocha shot drizzle.
Yeah, I'm getting over the hill.
Good healthy drink for the day, you know.
So I'm getting over the hill now, and my mom said she's feeling old now because her youngest is almost 50 years old. I'm 49 today. Crazy.
Wow.
And I used to be the youngest one by far, and now it's I'm almost older than everybody I work with, which is crazy, and all my friends too. So today we're just going to do this freestyle thing. So I had an incredible weekend and made a ton of money, and that's between me and the IRS. And then my best days have to do.
Did you put some aside though to pay your taxes?
Well, it hasn't come to me yet. So, but the time before, I bought some houses with it actually.
Good,
so I bought a.
Good to know.
I bought an investment house with that extra money before.
You're making.
So just I'm not going to knock anybody that does any training. If you want to pay for your training and whatever else do, there's other people here on the YouTube that are doing training. But what I found out, because I know a person personally who claims to be the biggest trainer, that says he's trained 170,000 salespeople, which I find hard to believe. But anyways, there's results, and results I think come from three things, and Jeff and I are just going to talk about that. So this morning when I was thinking about how do I get these great results when there was a lot of people moping around yesterday. It's Father's Day.
It's 105 degrees.
108 degrees.
Yeah.
You can make excuses for, it's Father's Day, it's 108 out, it's humid, there's thunderstorms. Wherever you live, there's always going to be something weather-wise. And so I have goals, and so my goals have phases to get to that. And so my thoughts, my energy, and my actions have to align with my goals that I've set for myself. Mm-hmm. And I have goals in my mind. I also write down my goals, and when I do that and I put all three things together, it turns out to be usually a pretty good day, and when everything aligns right and I put everything into it and I do what I'm supposed to do and I have the actions I do and the energy I need, and you can learn all these slick word tracks and all that. Customers buy from people they like, and they also buy from people that are happy and have energy. So anyways, I'm just going to let Jeff, we're just going to have a conversation about, I watched him yesterday. It was a tough day, and Jeff just was, he was working his tasks. He's doing his stuff. He's sending out prospects and things like that. And then he stayed a long time when that stuff kind of dried up. He went outside to where we do have good driving traffic here, and finally got that customer that drove in that turned into a sale yesterday. So I watched his thoughts, his actions, and his thoughts, his energy, and actions align with his goal of selling a car and then turning that into a sale late yesterday. And you did that 2 days in a row.
Yep.
You did that on Saturday too.
Yep.
And you were the last sale on Saturday and you were the last sale on Sunday.
Yep.
And you didn't give up all day, right?
Right.
And so Jeff, let's talk about that. What were you doing that was different than the other 10 guys out there? Where we saw guys like this on the recliners. I'm not kidding you. I'm not lying about
that.
that.
I have a picture. A guy was asleep.
Yeah.
I actually, I heard some of the great cyclists that do the Tour de France and some of the great ones that win. They say they love the hills. That's where they make up the ground, and because it's tough, and a lot of guys aren't prepared for that.
They crack.
And so when it gets really hot out, I love it. The 95% of the sales force goes inside and says it's too hot, yada yada. And you know what? And I think it's such an opportunity when the conditions are harder, because there's still people coming in looking for vehicles. It's just really hot, and if you can just, I love how when people are out there, man, it sure is hot. Well, yeah, that's the obvious, okay? It's going to be hot, but I think it's, Mike, it's and people watching it is putting those daily goals, and no matter if it's hot, if it's cold, if I didn't feel great or not, I still want to put in a work ethic every day. I still need to take 4 ups. I still need to talk to people. And here's one thing I'll never forget someone said is, I'd ask someone, hey, how you doing? And they said, man, I'm doing fantastic. There's an old guy here that used to say, I'm doing fantastic. And I'm thinking to myself, you might want to tell your face that.
Yeah.
Because it looks like you've been sucking on a sour pickle. And nothing's worse than sales guys that don't have any energy, aren't enthusiastic. I mean, people, a lot of the business is caught.
Jeff, can
not
I cut
so
you
much
off?
taught,
Can I
you
just
know?
cut you off before I forget this, since I don't have it written down?
Yeah.
So, does your energy and actions create believability to your customer?
Absolutely it does. And if you don't have energy and believability, go sell something else. Go do something else. If you don't believe in, like for us, Toyota, then go sell a brand that you do believe in, because there's nothing worse than someone that's griping and complaining. I remember a guy used to sell for Audi, and he would be griping and complaining every time I saw him. And I used to laugh at the general manager because I was thinking to myself, yeah, did that guy make any money? And he says, no, that guy didn't make any money at all. Well, of course. He's griping and complaining all the time. It's like, go do something that you love and that you enjoy and that you're enthusiastic. You know, if you're enthusiastic about bar stools, you'll sell a lot of bar stools.
Yeah,
Because you love them, but find something that makes you burn and go do that. And I'm telling you, people will catch on. They'll catch the fire.
Yeah, and I had 3 massive commissions because of believability. Or I mean, I bought into to what's going on right now. I don't always agree with upping the price on something, but when we have no inventory and we have way more customers than inventory on specific vehicles, and the other dealers are increasing the price, what's known as an addendum, and I have to explain what's going on in the industry, but when I say it, I believe this is still a great price because of the current conditions we're in, and we're not taking advantage of anybody, because our addendums are fair, even less than most of the other stores. But I bought into what the general manager is asking us to do. And then it's turning into very large commissions for me.
So let me cut you off too and interject here. So what's happening right now? Everybody knows the market's tighter, more supply.
Yeah. Less supply.
I'm sorry, less supply, more demand. So all the dealers are marking their cars up. So Hammy, our cars are getting marked up sometimes $5,000, not too much more than that, or $3,000. So when you sit down with someone, do you say, "Hey, our car's just marked up. It's just more, pay the price"? You're not doing that. Sounds to me. I mean, the other day, you probably got one of the biggest commissions that you can get here.
Yeah.
And there's a little cap here. But did you make it a big deal that it was overpriced and all that? Or did you
I presented the price, and I didn't even hiccup over the addendum. I just said, this is the price, this is the market adjustment, the additional dealer markup, this is your down payment, this is your dock fee, and this is your DMV and taxes, and this is the out the door, and I just went with that. And I never stutter stepped over that addendum on 2 Tacomas that were $5,000 above sticker.
Sure.
So never stuttered over it.
There you go. And again, the believability. People are like, yep, it is worth that. And people know that. They know everywhere else you're going. So, yeah.
And then I did the same thing with a guy that came all the way from Seattle on Sunday. He flew here, got that prime.
Wow.
Made another big back commission. He was telling me via text message, I'm never going to pay an addendum. All right, but when he found out our addendum was fair and it wasn't overpriced versus what other dealers are doing, he bought that plane ticket and came here and bought.
Yeah, and I tell people that all the time too, Mike. Is that it's I don't like to use the word language. I'm going to get you a major deal, or we're going to pay you way more than it's worth. I like to use the word, we're going to make you a fair deal.
Yes.
And that's really a good, we don't teach a ton of word tracks here, but set yourself up and let people know, hey, this is a fair deal for what the market is demanding right now. And people know that. They can believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're just going to be like big slickster word tracks to try to hit the customer over the head for the largest commission ever, then you're never going to sell more than so many cars a month. You're just going to be stuck because that customer's never going to come back and see you again. So
Well, they can't afford to.
they can't afford to. So when you treat customers like their family, and treat them right like they're your best friend, and that they like you, and you're happy to see them, and you have your energy and your thoughts and actions that are in alignment with the goals you have for yourself, and the customer sees that and sees the value in you, that's where you're going to create the believability that you're a great person to do business with. That's when that customer is going to be referring business to you, coming back to you for their next vehicles, and so on. And Jeff could talk about that a little bit, because I've seen him with a bunch of repeat referrals over the years.
Yeah, it's just amazing when you take really good care of people. Not only do they want to come back, but they want to refer your friends. The deal that I had yesterday was because I took care of somebody, sold them a new Camry. What happened is it had a ton of scratches on it. I took the time to, again, we take ownership, and we had one of our, third-party detailers do about a $500 buff job on it for her, and just took complete care of that. Not only that, she sent me a referral yesterday. They came in and they bought, and that's what going the extra mile. That's what taking ownership. That's what really caring for your customer can do, not just trying to make a commission and move on to the next person.
Yeah, and Jeff gets a lot of business from he belongs to a local church here but he's got a good reputation with his friends at the church, that they're always giving him referrals. They're coming to see him, and that's the kind of business you want. That you want that. You want that instead of that transactional customer, you're trying to get that repeat referral customer, because those are the customers that aren't going to grind you for that price in every aspect. Like if you close on interest rate like we do here, like when I was in Oklahoma, they don't do that. They close on price only, let finance deal with that. But if you're closing on price, payment, your trade value and stuff, the repeat and referral customers are less to haggle on all aspects of the deal versus the transactional customer that doesn't know you and is just looking to try to get their best deal ever.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, our day is actually getting ready to get going. We got customers hitting us. And I'm just going to say this. We're not just doing videos to train people. We're actually, just so you know, which makes the burn real, we're selling cars and doing these videos for your benefit. So we're on the lot. We're taking the hits. We're meeting customers. In fact, I got someone coming in about 3 minutes.
There is no one on YouTube that I know of right now that consistently puts videos out on a weekly basis that is actually right now selling cars like at the same time. They've been a salesman now or a trainer, or like my mentor. He's not putting stuff out that often and stuff. He has stuff on YouTube, but he's not doing once a week like Jeff and I and stuff. But he's still a salesman. But so that's so we're actually in the trenches. We're the linemen here. We're right there, so you can see how it's really done. Anyways. Again, I want to thank you for watching our show. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.